New this morning, Governor Gavin Newsom and legislative leaders have agreed on a $297 billion state budget.
Now, it sounds like a lot, but they say this is to help close the more than $46 billion budget shortfall. CBS 8's Chris Groh joining us live here in studio with details on what they agreed on. Good morning, Chris.
Yeah, good morning. And again, one of the biggest words that we heard here, cut. Because of that budget shortfall, numerous cuts had to be made and planned for, including going into the future. But of course, this isn't all just reductions. There are at least, again, a number of dollars that are being spent for various issues across the state. That includes $1 billion for homeless housing assistance, the expansion of Medi-Cal services for some, and K through 12 school funding was maintained. Now, there is going to be a number of different ways that they're going to pay for this. That includes a temporary tax hike for businesses with more than $1 million in taxable income. That'll last through 2026. But a big part of this deal on paper, of course, are the cuts that came with it. Newsom and Democratic leaders that worked on this budget ended on roughly $16 billion in cuts. There's an 8% reduction across the board for state agencies. $110 million that will be gone from a program that helps middle-class families send kids to college. Another $350 million slashed from state prisons, and more than $1 billion cut from affordable housing programs. Then we take a look at more than 400,000 state healthcare workers. They will have a minimum wage increase delayed. It was supposed to start July 1st, but it won't go into effect until October. And that's only if state revenues between July and September are at least 3% higher than projected. Now, the head of the union that represents those healthcare workers said in a statement that they are disappointed they won't receive that raise in the summer, but, quote, they also recognize and appreciate the legislative leaders and the governor that listened to us as we mobilized and spoke out this year to insist that despite a historic budget deficit, California's patient care and healthcare workforce crisis must be addressed. Now, of course, the budget still needs to be passed and signed into law by Governor Gavin Newsom.